That's too funny.
Pricey, he's got clients who send their jets for him.
The story is, last year I loved him. Yes, everything's done. Make the plate.
All right, cool. So you ready to get rolling?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so this is our presentation to clients looking to get financing. Let's get to the big screen. Okay. All right, so this is house hunting with Breland's Universe. Let me get this out the way. And start date and move-in date for Latoya Moya's episode.
Moya.
First thing, isn't that your name, Latoya?
Mayo. How am I be your little sister? You don't know my name.
I spelled it wrong. Oh, leave me alone. Okay, hold on. Let me look. Hold on. Let me get you right. Let me get you right.
That's right.
The graphics are a little homemade, and the guy that does our quarterly reports is a genius.
Okay, so cool. So
why you didn't check out the packs? You had no point in your plate?
Not lost.
Talking to me?
So what he's talking about? Okay, whatever.
I'm just saying that it's possible to do well.
That's the house man.
What's up, man?
And he's going to help you do the real estate.
Okay, hold on, let me see if I can see you. I don't see who where's the other one? Where's he at?
He wants to see you. That's Malachi Fitz. That's Fitz.
What's up, brother, man?
What's up, man?
Doing all right?
He said, are you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so let's talk about what we need to do to get started. So what I want to talk about, the first thing is a budget.
Hello.
So do you have an itemized list of what your budget entails, Toya?
After all the chaos.
It's for the purchase or every month?
Just your every month budget. So do you know what you have to pay for? Lights, gas, food, rent. You don't have to tell me. I'm just saying, do you have an itemized budget of all your items?
Yes.
Okay. Because what I have is I have a link that I can send you that gives you an itemized from your cell phone bill down to the pair of socks that you wear and buy for your family, which will give you an idea of what your income and debt is. Do you understand what income to debt, what income and debt are?
Stop. Yes.
Okay, so when we're thinking about when we're talking about seller financing as an option, right? There are a number of different ways that we can present ourselves to the seller. And sometimes when we're having that conversation with the seller wants to know, what your background is, what you're doing right now, and what you will be able to do in the future. So the idea with these types of deals, the seller financing deals, is centered around what you're doing now and what you're able to do in the future in regards to paying them.
Okay.
Right? Because what they want to be able to see is that, okay, she give me some down payment, right? And this is how much she can pay for. She can pay every month for an extended period of time. And then over that time frame, she may be able to get the money to buy me outright. Okay. So let's keep that in mind because we're gonna come back to that. But the other thing I want you to think about is the contract itself, right? What does the contract itself entail? So let's go to the next slide. Because what you want to do in the contract piece, what you're looking at is, hold on, I'll look back a couple of slides. What you're looking at is you want to have specific language in the contract that benefits you, right? So let's talk about that. What is your ideal? So based on your budget, what you bring in every month, right now, how much of a monthly payment can you afford to pay a seller?
And I want to do something that'll, help other people.
You know what? Let's make it better. Okay, when you move, that's how we're gonna do it. When you move,
In particular, is going to make
the next 60 days,
It's self-evident.
how much will you be able to pay a seller every month in mortgage
The
payments?
people that are going to be running it. That's really
Without any other fees added on to it?
amazing faculty.
Every month, how much, like, as we go for the next 12 months, how much can you pay him every month?
Something else.
I can do like I said, I can do at least 1,000 because that's what I can do.
Okay. All right. And so with the money that you have set, well, two questions.
Don't give me heart attacks and don't sell yourself short. I want to hear what you think.
So with the money that you have saved, and let's say we're able to move April. Let's say we're able to move May the 1st. How much of a down payment would you be able to negotiate with the seller? Hey, Mr. Seller, I can pay you $1,000 a month.
You
We give you this amount of down payment.
of you in the next few months, some college courses to shine up those grades. You can take them online. Pull together a few band. Make yourself leader of the program.
Are we doing the least or the most of a down payment?
What do you mean?
Like, you got some people say, well, the least I can do is 1,000 a down payment. The most I could do is probably 5.
So here's what you want to think about. You can put out there whatever you want to.
Okay.
Right? But you want the seller to say, okay, this person is serious.
Right. So
Right.
that's why I was saying I can do 5 as a down payment and then, one every month.
So $1,000 a month and 5,000 down.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Yeah. That's reasonable, right? That's good. So if you got 5,000, you can use it as a down payment and pay $1,000 a month. That's good. That's excellent. And so, okay, so we have that set up. So that's going to be your framework. Between now and the middle of April, if you can continue to add on to that 5,000, that'd be great. But if not, the 5,000 is fine. $1,000 a month is fine. So the other thing, and what I'm talking to you now about is once we get into the negotiations with the seller, these are the things you want to think about, right? What the payment, what your payment is, and you already said that $1,000 a month, right? When do you get possession of the house? You sign the contract, or are you going to give the seller like 5 days to pack his stuff up and move? Right? You have to be considerate of the seller in that piece too, right? Because not only does he have to move, he's got to make it move in ready for you, like cleaning it up, making sure everything is where it's supposed to be, right?
Okay, so question, so say that I want to move in, let's say June 1st, the latest, right? So, and I already gave him all the money, so he should have at least 30 days prior to me moving in to move out and get the house ready for me and the boys, right?
Say that again.
I mean, I'm saying, like, if I'm giving him a certain amount of a time frame, if I'm giving him a date that I want to move in, he should have at least 30 days prior to that date to get the house ready for me and the boys.
Yeah, 30 days is a good number, but he may be able to move out within a week.
Okay, that's fine.
Right. So, and the closer that you get to the time that that you want to move, as we get closer and closer to that May 1st date, sooner you can agree with the seller on when you can move in, sooner he'll be able to get his stuff and move out.
Okay. I'm ready.
Everything needs to be in the contract, and I want you to understand the contract piece because you're creating the contract, right? Whatever you want in the contract goes in. Whatever you agree to with the seller, that's what you guys have to abide by, right? So a couple other things I want you to think about. After you've moved in and you're paying $1,000 a month, what's going to be your plan, right? Are you gonna just stay there? Let's say you tell the seller you wanna have a 5-year, $1,000 a month payment to him.
Yeah. Plays a good kid.
Plays
All right,
like
think about that. If you're paying him for 5 years
on your Rick.
at $1,000 a month,
Yeah, Clay Krieger.
that's $60,000 that you're giving him.
Yeah.
And you're giving him $65,000 with the $5,000 as a down payment. Right. So my question to you is, and when he does sell the property, right, you can negotiate with him the amount of money that you put into the property.
Thanks for coming.
Right. So if there is what they call equity in the property, right, you'll be able to buy that down
Do that.
because you paid him $1,000 a month. Are you with me?
Right.
There must be something you could do for
So you're paying him let's use $100,000 as the example.
Well, what?
Give him $5,000. That makes it $95,000.
One thing in particular.
You pay him $1,000 a month for 5 years. That's $60,000, right? So that's $65,000 that you've given him in 5 years. That means that the balance that you owe him is $35,000. You with me?
Right.
So all you need to do, instead of getting a mortgage for $100,000, you just need to get it for the amount that you owe him.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right? Because once you pay him, he owns the property, right? If you pay him that $35,000, that's your house now. That's your house in the mortgage company's house.
Right.
Right? But the beauty of it is you're able to establish home ownership, follow me on this, with $35,000 mortgage.
And equity.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying.
Right? So it's to your advantage, right, to start paying whoever you need to pay as much as possible so that when you do get your own mortgage, you got instant equity in that property. And guess what you could do with that equity? You could pull that equity out,
Right.
right? Buy you a second property to start your daycare, right? Your son's about to turn 16, 17. Give him some funds so you can start a business, start your own business, upgrade the house, right? Where you have more value. So you're flexible in that, right?
Right.
But the key is, right, starting to pay whoever you need to pay to start creating that equity line for you. Right?
That makes
Think
sense.
about
Makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense because you're saying everything that I want to do anyway. And you're saying everything that I already have told you that we're interested. So I'm liking that. I'm liking that a lot. That's what I want. Because basically it's like I'm flipping my own money into something that's going to be more successful for me and the boys, and we'll have more financial stability and more income coming in. So yes, I like that.
Right. So we're going over this because you need to understand or think about what you want to put in that agreement, in that contract.
Right.
So something else to think about is, in the contract, the seller might want you to pay him $1,000 a month until that $100,000 mortgage is paid off, right? And if you pay it off sooner, he might tack on an extra $10,000 or $15,000 because you paid him off early. Sometimes owners like the monthly rental income coming in.
Right.
For some reason, they don't want to get that bulk payment for taxes, capital gains tax or whatever. They might want you to just pay them $1,000 a month. And if you decide to pay them off early, I didn't hear you. What'd you say?
No, I told my son to stop.
Okay. And if you pay it off early, they might want to tack on a fee. You don't deal with that. Just try to get that not included in the agreement. You don't want that, right? This is all about negotiation.
But that's crazy though. How can they, not why, but how can they do that? You would think, okay, this person is a great buyer for my house because they paid it off early. And why would you want to tack on more money on top of that because they paid it off early? Like, that's crazy.
Well, you know, and I thought it was crazy too until I got into the business. Then what I realized is people have their own way, because when you are having multiple streams of revenue coming in, and let's say this is probably one of 8 houses that the guy owns, right? He might like the rental income for tax benefits, right? He has it's a rental income, so it's right, tax, you write it off on taxes, right? There are multiple reasons why people do what they do.
Right.
You and I, you know, initially I thought that would be a good thing to get the money, but some people like that regular money coming in.
Right.
You know what I mean? So these are things I just want you to keep behind in your mind as something to look for in the contract. Go ahead.
I want to I'm leaning more towards what you were saying before, you know, having my equity in there and then taking it out to purchase my daycare building to get that rolling, purchase a couple of houses to get that rolling, flipping them, you know what I'm saying, renting them out. Because I know a few people who owns houses, and that's what they do. They rent them out to people, or they will turn it into a rooming house to get more money. You see what I'm saying? So I'm looking at it more towards on that end, because I'm like, that's steady income. If I have 7 people staying in that one house, I'm throwing out a number. That's steady income every week.
Right, but the one thing you want to consider with these boarding houses is maintenance and upkeep. Right, because you know, when people live in places that they don't own, they don't have the same
value. Right? They don't value it.
Right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yes, you can do that and get that money, but you want to make sure that it's worth it, right? Either way, it's fine, right? But there's no what outcome's going to come when you deal with a rooming house versus, you know, an Airbnb, because you can Airbnb it too, right?
Right. Forgot about that. Yep. We can do that. Yeah.
Right. And they have 15 different types of Airbnb companies that do the exact same thing.
Exactly.
Right. So you post them on there. Boom. That's instant income. That's another revenue stream coming in. Right.
But so, could that be consistent like every month or no? Because I think people only rent that whenever they want to be out of town for a couple of, you know, I don't know. I guess people rent it for different reasons. So yeah.
Well, a couple of things to think about. Let's say, you know, we find one of the sellers who has like a duplex.
Right.
You and your family can live in the one of the 3-bed, 2 baths, right? Mm-hmm. And you rent out the other. That can be a daily or weekly Airbnb.
Right.
And the other thing is, doesn't Airbnb rent out rooms?
Yeah.
It's not just houses, it's rooms too.
Right, I think so. Yeah.
Right. So, you know, you can have but I don't know how it would feel with you having a newborn with COVID and boys as a single mother renting out a room. But either way.
Exactly. Right.
Right. But either way, you can rent it out, you know, when you go on vacation for a couple of weeks as Airbnb, like this past weekend, All-Star weekend. I know a dozen people who tried to rent out and who did rent out their homes for people coming to the All-Star weekend. The average price, $750 a night.
Get out of here.
Think about that, right?
Yes.
So, you know, yes, use that equity to your advantage, right? Be smart with that money. One other thing I want you to think about in regards to negotiating the agreement, what I call an amortization clause for the first 3 years. This doesn't work a lot for me, but it has worked. Where during follow me on this, during a seller financing contract negotiation, I was able to get the buyer to put in a down payment. Let's use your example, $5,000, right? But instead of $1,000 a month, they started off at $600. every 3 months it would jump up 100, right? So the first 3 months, 700, next 3 months, 800, next 3 months, 900, right? And on and on and on until they were able to pay off the agreement or reached the, I think the number was $1,400 a month payment, which allowed them to, well, which once they got to 1,400, it was a monthly payment of 1,400. It didn't go up any higher.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The reason that I was able to negotiate that for that client was because they had their own business. They had just moved to Atlanta. They were just getting started. And so, the first couple of months might be a little rough, right? So pay $600 a month to get you on your feet the first 3 months. Then after that, you're gonna start making some money with your business. So that was the idea, right? And that's how it panned out. He was able to run up his first 2 months. He was able to really do well. He still followed the contract, right? But every quarter he was able to throw up another $100 until he got to 1,400 and eventually buy the house out himself, right? So they're in contracts, everything is negotiable, right? So keep that in mind. And so the other thing would be agreeing on the sales price, and that depends on what the owner paid for the property. Yeah, so if the owner owns the property outright, he can sell it for $1 if he wants to. Right, so it's whatever his price is that he wants to sell it for. Typically, he wants to sell it for more than he wants to sell it for the market value. Right, okay. So when you're thinking about the seller financing, you have to go, and this is why I'm your agent. Because when we find these particular houses, how are we doing on time? Okay. Because once we're able to find these houses, we can do a market analysis of what similar houses sold for in the area, and then we can give our suggested price. And that's where we negotiate. All right. So in a nutshell, the most relevant things, like I said, you can negotiate anything in the agreement, right? And just keep in mind, go ahead.
Okay. The last one that you were just telling me about, being that I'll just be getting ready to start back out doing the Postmates again, I think that will be the best solution, doing, if they accept it, the extra $100 every 3 months.
Okay.
Because that will buy me that time to go out here and hit, get that money. So that way when my quarter is up, I'll have that extra $100 dishing out every time. And just keep it rolling. So I think that one will fit me better for my situation if I started out as something low and then just gradually go up.
So that's what we'll do. So what we'll do is $5,000 down. Let's start at, let's say $600 a month.
Okay.
Then every quarter we'll go up $100, $150. It depends on what we're able to negotiate.
Okay.
Right? We'll work with that. Remember, I'm writing these things down for us.
Okay.
These are the things we're going to keep in mind when we're negotiating. Okay. So we got to move through these slides. I don't want to keep you up here all night. All right. So the one thing I want you to keep in mind, you can negotiate anything in the contract. Make sure the contract benefits you, right? And but my suggestion would be try to get your money together as fast as you can once you get the property and you move in so that you can own it.
Right, exactly.
And so the other thing I want to talk about are the other options out there. You got lease purchase agreements. Those are 2 contracts, right? A contract to rent the property and then a contract to buy the property, right? But either one of those options is good. Yeah, purchase agreement, and that's good. Yeah, okay. All right. Yeah, so you know about the lease purchase. Okay.
So that's like the rent. Is that like rent to own, right? The lease purchase?
Yeah, same thing, exactly.
Okay.
These are some of the rent to own lease purchase organizations. My company, which is Virtual Properties Realty, we have a lease purchase program called the Lease Purchase Depot. Most of these companies have stringent qualifications, credit score, income. It looks attractive until you start looking at what you got to pay, right? Middle income families, you're looking at, if you want to buy a $100,000 house with Divvy Homes, You can rent a house and get squared away to pay it, but your monthly rent, but your monthly payment to Divvy Homes is going to be a minimum of $2,250 for a house for 100. I think the house may be $125,000 to $150,000. Right,
Oh
you're
my
paying over
God.
$2,000 a month. Now, the beauty of that is some of that is going to your down payment when you get qualified to buy the house, right? But if you need to, some of that is going to the down payment, but most of it is going to Divvy. You know what I mean? So these are the other two programs that are similar to Divvy. Home Partners and Dream America. Have you heard of either one of these?
No.
Okay. Let's take a look at them.
So we need to start planning.
Okay. I can send you the link to both of these and you can take a look at them. But we're not,
Okay.
I'll just give you these as examples. So I'll make sure I send you the link to both of these.
Okay.
The link. How much time you got? How you doing on time, Toya?
With what time? Tonight?
Yeah, how much time do you have?
Oh, I have plenty of time. That's fine because the baby, he's drinking his bottle and I just fed him, so he good.
Okay, all right, cool. So I'll send you the link to those Home Partners and Dream America. They're the same as Divvy Homes, just different qualifications.
Yeah, got a job in Philadelphia.
So basically, with those companies like those, they expect you to have more qualification and documents to prove to them that they can give you the down payment for your house and buy it out and just pay them, right?
No. So Divvy Homes, Home Partners, and Dream America, their job is to get you to buy their home. And what they do in the process is they I wouldn't say they target or they market to people who are having challenges in their credit, but they have the income. Right? Everybody who has good income doesn't have good credit. So people can be making $7,000-$10,000 a month, but have a 400 credit score.
Right.
So what they do
See,
is they
and mine's a switch. My credit is fair, but my income is not where it need to be.
right, and that's okay, right? And that's temporary, right? But that's what these home developers focus on.
2,000 gets us rolling, right?
And so, okay, let's talk about it. So how much house did you want? We got that. Okay, so yeah, let's talk about, so at $1,000 a month, how much of a house, when I say how much of a house, what's the total asking price that you think you would be able to afford for a house? Because what you have to, because yeah, what would you think you can afford? You did the mortgage calculator, right? You used that.
Well, I know I can tell you what I got. Okay, when I was going through the NACA program, I had got pre-approved for 137 or I think it's 137. And then when I had did the little pre-approval for Divvy last night or whatever, I got pre-approved for 133.
Okay. So that's the range. So is that the range you want to, that's the range you want to stay in? You're comfortable with?
I do, but I don't. Like, I'm not a person that like to live above my means. You see what I'm saying? I don't want to sit there and be like, oh yeah, I can, be in this $3,000 house. No, my income is not where it needs to be at this point. So once my income become where I want it to be, then I'll be fine. But I don't want to put myself out there and then fall flat on my face. And then I'll be asked out and I'll be looking like, dang, I gotta move out the house because I can't afford it. I don't want to be in that situation.
I think we can do better than that.
So I want to speak more realistically on my end.
Okay.
So, I mean, I know that I'm probably not going to get the house that I really want for that amount, 130, 135. That's not, because the house that I'm looking for, what I told you about, I'm pretty sure that's more like the 250 range. You see what I'm saying?
So the houses that I've been sending you on email,
No.
Have
Yeah.
you been looking at those? Have you been looking at those links?
I've been looking at I looked at a couple of them, but I've been looking on the app that you had told me to download. I have the app.
Okay, that's right.
So I've been
I
looking
remember.
at the
Yeah,
app.
you got a bunch of them that you favorited. Yeah. That's
Yes,
right.
I did. So, but I know I don't want to be that person that thinks that I can afford something or live like the Joneses, and I don't have that Joneses money. You see what I'm saying? I don't
But
want
let's not even focus on that. What do you want? Like, okay, if you got qualified for 133,000, so that let me ask you this one question. Then we can get granular. Um, when you were inputting the information to get qualified for that 133, how much did you say you wanted to pay a month in mortgage? Was it $1,000?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're good, right? So if you can pay $1,000 a month, and that's what they're gonna qualify you for, based on where you currently are with your income and your credit, you're in a good position. So let's use that. There's no reason to run away from that if that's what you've been approved for. Are you comfortable with $1,000 a month as a mortgage payment? And are you comfortable with 135, 150, $150,000 house?
I mean, I really don't know what that house looks like. I mean, I know what I want. You see what I'm saying? And I don't know.
Wait, hold on. So you're saying you don't know what a house looks like at $133,000?
Right.
What you saying? Well, let's hold on. Okay, well, let's check. Let's find out.
Because okay, I know what I want, right? And
Okay.
I would like for my wants to match up with the pre-approval thing if it's possible. But I know how my wants can be above what I can manage, not manage, but what I can get pre-approved for. That's what I said, I don't want to be over the budget. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so what part of Atlanta do you want to live in? Because these are all houses. Look, these are all houses between 120 and 150 in your budget, right? So you said Austell, right?
Yes.
Okay, let's look at Austell. Where is it at? Okay, here's one right here for 125.
This is the sound of Fasenra. Ask your doctor about Fasenra. If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
This is 125 in Austell. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the first one. Don't make that sound. We got plenty of houses out here, girl. Stop
You
tripping.
must know me. You know your sister, huh?
You know how I know that? My father knows me, and he was like that with me today. Like, Negro, I know you. When you sighing, what's going on?
Right. My mom did the same thing.
These are all outside pictures. Okay, cool. So one, you see that there are properties out there for your price range. Just got to figure out where.
But they're not going to be what I want, though.
Say that again?
They're not going to be what I want.
Well, take a look. They might not. The ones that we just pulled up might not be, but you got others, right?
True.
Look at this one.
Yes. Okay.
It's all brick.
And
that might need some work.
I love brick houses. Oh yeah, it needs some work.
So this is the inside of it. So,
it looked really roomy though.
It's big. It's spacious, right? 1,300 square feet. So let's go back and find some more. Let me see. Where can we find some? Let's look at Stockbridge. I know you don't want to live in Stockbridge, but I want to show you something.
We are serious about this.
But I want my basement though, fully finished basement, full size finished basement.
Hold on, let me look.
With a half bath in it, and it got to be at least 4 bedrooms and 2.5 baths. If it has those major things, anything else I can work with. I don't really have to have a garage. It could be a carport.
Okay, and you said basement. Let's see if we can get a basement in there.
You send me more? Oh yeah. For the price of it. This is the second best one. That would make you supremely happy. Now are you supremely happy?
Look at you, Kaylin Donovan's life now is 2 perfect to show you this photo of what her leg looked like before. The result of a blood window spider.
About a week ago, she had a little purple blue.
Did I send you the video of them females in the U-Haul?
Yeah, I had text you back. I was like, that's crazy.
Black folk, boy, I love my people. Be crazy.
Yes. We are creative though.
Hey, listen. It don't get no more creative than that, girl.
Facts.
Golly, I was like, these Negroes is off the chain with it. All right, here we go. So you got the basement, you got 4-bed, 2.5 bath. This is just a first look.
And the half bath will be down in the basement, right?
It depends. Some properties have them in the basement. Some of them be on the first floor. Some of them on the second floor. All right, so here's one that has a basement. There's 135 in Atlanta.
Okay.
Look like these might need some work. Yeah, it might need a little bit of elbow grease.
Well, not as much as the other one did.
Right. But you see, you got options, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to Jonesboro, see what they're talking about. They got plenty of pictures here. This is livable.
I like that. I like. Somebody live there.
It's currently occupied, yes.
They got a lot of stuff.
See, this is somebody that I have to find out about the seller financing, right? Because it's right in your price range. It's right in line with the one with the $1,000 a month, right?
Yeah.
Just Harvard told you can pinpoint it right to the number we want.
And the number is 15.
Down girl.
Let's do one more.
Let's target 1450. That software could match more than.
What is this one? You got side out. Okay. You got any more? Yes, 10, whatever. I gotta see that. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find a better view. Okay.
So basically, the house that I want in my range, I'm not gonna. Oh, that's beautiful. That's gorgeous.
Isn't it?
That look like a smartphone. I mean, smart house.
Let's find out. Hold on. Let's look it up.
That's not in my price range.
Oh, do not call. It's the test listing. Not available. Not available. Public listing.
What that mean? Test listing.
Sometimes this is like a model.
Oh.
So they're about to put this out in Bacon County, wherever that is. What is that?
You are so high.
Almost as high as you were when you got kicked out of Disneyland for jumping out.
Oh, that's Georgia? Okay. That's in Sparta.
Okay.
It's in Sparta, Georgia.
But that is irrelevant because you have a biotest.
Just off the preliminary search, we got some options. Let's look at what else we got.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna find what I'm looking for in that price range in the area of choice. You see what I'm saying? It's probably gonna be in Atlanta or Stockbridge, Riverdale, Jonesboro, somewhere out there.
Right, but you can always upgrade, right?
True.
I think for me, the goal is to be some.
Can we check Hampton? Because that I did tell you that at first. Because that's always been.
I think it. Look, I had that too.
You said Hampton?
Yep.
Let's see. I didn't even include this. Hampton. Not selected. Okay. Let's see if we put in Hampton. Take out.
Also, they're gonna come up if you put it in there.
All right, whatever I fill in these slots, like for the basement piece.
Yeah.
It shows me only those. Right, so let's take out the basement in Hampton. All right, so we don't have a basement in Hampton. Let's look at the price range.
Gems and libraries to get their kids into college all the time.
Let's see. You still wanted 4 and 2.5
SAT training and tutors and 45 schools.
in Hampton. You said no, let's not do the basement. We'll leave that out. What else were we looking for? What else? What else did you like? Did you say you liked all brick?
Yes.
All brick. Got 6 with all brick. See if we got the backyard. Okay, backyards. All right, let's take a look at what we got. We got 6. Oh, Lord have mercy. You see how much these are a little bit expensive, but I want you to see what's out here, see what they look like. It's a subdivision.
It's a condition, a big
Oh,
one.
damn, look at this shit, girl.
That shit gorgeous.
Is that doable?
Oh my goodness.
No wonder that shit's almost 500,000.
In Hampton, and they have, and these are fully smart homes, so that's kind of nice.
There's one thing I don't get. What happens when he gets there and he doesn't show up for his day?
You sent a note over the summer.
That's what I enjoy about real estate, looking at these houses. It's ridiculous. Okay, so cool. So they have those out there. What's the cheapest one? Cheapest one is 400. So okay, not a big deal. All right, what's close to Hampton?
McDonough.
Let's take Hampton out. Put in.
Oh, like McDonough.
Are you open to living in those areas?
Yes, I am. I'm open to a lot of things since my choices is limited.
All right, let me do one more thing.
I can't speak for any other culture.
Is the illegal stuff just Yale? Just families in Southern
Put it
California?
up a little bit.
For any other region, any other family. It doesn't have to. Just check the classes. My bet is we tap Spanish scholar will blow on us.
Yeah. Kids in Stanford, Georgetown, tons and tons in USC. From Maury Tobin to Coach Meredith to Rick Singer. How does it feel to be the master friends down at Forest?
Go over here and just Hampton at.
When better chickens are hatched, we will hatch. It's why all of the Tyson chicken that bears his name is raised with antibiotics ever. Every nugget, strip, and drumstick.
All right, so we want to include all of this. Griffin.
So silly.
Okay, good. So we might not have any there. Let's take this out.
Prevents the infection that causes lung disease. And it's safe to start protecting puppies as early as 8 weeks.
You spent all your money?
But your vet doesn't just prescribe it to her
I'm asking, did you spend all your money?
$3
$3 left?
And she knows that its beef-flavored deliciousness makes it #1.
Okay, so one more time around. You got Griffin. 20. Let's look over here and Hampton.
So you mean to tell me I gotta move to Macon, Georgia to get what I want?
Wait, you saw something in Macon?
Because you know, Macon, they're gonna give you that land and that house for a little bit of nothing.
No, but so what? That's why these don't have any of the options that I was talking about in regards to seller financing or rent to own. These are just for sale. You feel me? So let's oh, brick. That's what we have. That's what we were doing, brick. So we'll do no brick. All right. Move it backyard.
Take your speed up. Let's go.
Let's make it over. Okay, here we go. So let's see.
Interactive personal training. Start your day with Secret. Secret stops where
We got
Oh,
one.
what about this one?
Which
The
one?
one under that one, right there.
Onion?
Bam. Yeah, what about that one?
Secret outlast anything.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, I like that.
Look at the inside. Okay. Hardwood floors.
Is that what we looking for? Oh, they got the fireplace.
Fireplace. It's Conyers.
Kitchen. That's nice. Beautiful.
That's right in your budget.
Yes, it is. And they got a basement too. I see something going downstairs.
Hold on, let's look.
Power of 5 jars of a prestige cream, which helps close skin cells and visibly.
I think it might do. It might. I think it might be share a basement with a garage or something. I saw a window next to the garage door.
Right there. Okay, let's look again.
And then it looked like some kind of storage room. I mean, or something, a shed.
Let's get outside. Hang on, let me look. I like that kitchen. It's open.
I do too. Oh, wait. You going so fast.
I'm sorry. I was trying to get to the outside with your admission.
I,
You want me to go back
I like
to right
that shower. I want to see the master bath.
Okay, hold on. Let me do this. Okay, here we go. Is this better?
Where the master bath at?
Hang on. This is one bad. This is another one.
That's 2 different ones.
Yeah, they look different. Yeah, because the mirrors are different.
So that one got a mirror and that one got a window.
I can't. I'm not even gonna guess which one is which. But it has the 2 baths.
Yeah, that's the basement under that picture. You see it?
Where?
Ain't that
Right
a basement? Yeah, no. The picture that under that bathroom.
Right here?
Ain't that like a basement? What it is?
Sometimes they label it.
Oh, that's the laundry room.
Storage area, like a laundry area. You see
That's the laundry room. Oh, okay.
That's the window that you saw at the beginning, I think, up here.
Yeah, I see now.
That might be that right there.
Yeah. Okay. So then you see that little house next to it? That's the shed or something.
Right here.
Yeah, that's a shed.
That's what it looks like. Yeah.
Okay.
That might be on your neighbor's property.
But it's the same color as the house, though. That's what I thought. And it's not connected to the house.
It looks like it's separate. Hold on, let me look in the group. Let me get outside. Yeah, it's separate. See right here? That's the neighbors.
Oh, okay.
But you have a fence. You have a nice big backyard with a deck.
I see.
All you gotta do is finish off that deck. Yeah, you in there, girl. Yeah.
I could do some things with that.
Okay, I know that's right.
And that was in Conyers?
That's in Conyers.
Okay.
And that's 149. So that's a little bit outside your budget, but you can stretch that and make it. But I always recommend don't go over your budget if you don't have to.
Right.
If you can, stay underneath it. Look and see what else you got.
But I like that one.
That's a nice one.
What about this one? Wait. The one under that one.
This one?
Yeah.
That's nice. Ooh, I think I was in this one. Where's this at? This is Junior's. This is Columbus, Georgia. I wasn't in this one.
I don't want to live in no fucking Columbus, Georgia.
Okay.
Cause that's what they daddy ex-girlfriend, her crazy dumb ass at them.
Oh, here's your town, Macon.
That's beautiful. Oh, what? Is that what I think that is?
Girl, that's a jacuzzi.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And I always want me to have a jacuzzi or a jacuzzi tub.
Yes, ma'am.
I mean, okay. My mind is all over. Okay, because I got a lot of different areas that I don't want mind living in. So
say that again.
I said I got a lot of different areas that I wouldn't mind living in.
Now you got options, right? You got options, so that's good. So we're in Warner Robins.
Yeah, because they said Warner Robins is close to Macon.
Yeah, it's a minute, but yeah, that's nice interior. So I just wanted to show you that you got options that in your price range that aren't that bad, right? Stone Mountain is new listing. It's the only one picture they got. That's an investment property. Tifton. Oh shit, I call. What's his name?
When you say that, it's like I had to show.
All right, cool. So that I want to show you that. Let's get back to the Prezi. Where were we?
Okay.
You wanted to see me?
Yes. Have a seat.
All right, so we're looking at how much house do you want to purchase? We just went through that. Where do you want to live? You said Austell, Powder Springs, Atlanta. What other areas were you looking at?
Ooh, Macon.
Oh, you're interested? You'll do Macon?
Yeah, I mean, because to be honest with you, my first choices was Hampton and Macon. I wasn't even thinking about Cobb County because my oldest son just kept pressuring me because that's where they want to move back to. And I was trying to show them there's other areas you can live in and make new friends and still have your old friends too.
Okay. So I'm gonna add
Douglasville. I thought about Douglasville, but I know the cities that I'm naming, they all like high up in prices. Like they
You just saw Macon.
We know Macon is in the country, so of course the country's not gonna be expensive. But I'm talking about like Cobb County. We already know that's a money making county.
Yes.
Douglasville is money making county. Hampton's money making. McDonough is money making. Like the cities that I really want to live in, those are money making cities and out of my price range.
Right now, yes.
Right now, right.
You said Douglasville, right? Let's look and see what a 4-bed, 2-bath with a basement, what they look like. Because this is goal setting time, right? Gotta figure out what you're gonna need money wise,
right?
If you want these types of properties. So let's go all of these. Here, let's go here. And do a partial basement. So we got 33. All right, 4-bed, 2-bath with a basement. You want an island kitchen or you good without an island?
Take care.
It don't matter.
Okay. So I'm gonna show you what's out there and what the price range is. Port side by side. Let's go upside down. Okay. This is the first one that they showed up. Plenty of space in this cozy split. Okay. Split.
That's in my price range?
No, this is $199.
I'm probably gonna regret this because you might try to charge me more money.
But I'm showing you what's in the area that you're asking for.
Right.
And this has a basement. Right. If you're willing to take basement off your checklist, I bet we can find something. Let's see.
Okay, take a look and see what we find.
And then we'll do 120.
No way in hell. Great job, son.
Let's do Douglasville in Douglas County, right?
50 points better.
No, 385.
If I did that good, maybe I should take it again. Like blow the roof off. No, that's fine. That's better than fine. Does that take more?
Sure.
Yes. Devin wanted me to do the open mic at the hotel cafe.
So in Douglas County.
I gotta call.
Go, yes.
That is
This one is $199 at the list.
No, I mean, he was walking on air.
In Douglas. Look at these houses though.
They'll bring up themselves.
I told you they got some gorgeous houses in Douglasville, but of course it's out of my range.
Right now, you act like you're gonna be in a situation forever. It's temporary.
Oh, I'm not. Oh, trust me, I know I'm not. I already know I'm not.
Right. So,
'Cause when I was doing my in-home daycare, I was bringing home by myself from my in-home daycare anywhere between 4,000 to 6,000 a month. So I know I can do it.
right. So just looking at where we're looking right now, yeah, and also keep in mind I have other resources, right? Let me see. Let me pull up one more thing. It's almost 9 o'clock. Okay, so let's go to so this is another resource that I use for you. As my client, I can find properties that are for sale by owners, expireds, and pre-foreclosed. So this tool, do you see my screen?
Yes.
This tool will allow me to pull up properties where we can start reaching out to
That's what we call the side door.
property owners who are looking to sell.
So what you mean expired houses? What's that?
So for me, when properties go in this system right here, in this database, they're either
What are you asking us for?
active over here to the left. That's what I mean. If they're active, that means they're in the system. If they're expired, that means they were in the system, but the time ran out and nobody bought them. And so when I use,
But why don't they just put it back on the market and just put it back on the market?
because sometimes the person, they want to use a different real estate agent. Sometimes they try it and it didn't work, so they don't want to put it back on the market. It just depends. They try it for a year, nobody buys it. They have to think about it, or they want to stay or rent it out, or do something different. There's a myriad of reasons why people do things different. But I wanted to show you. This is where I find the properties that we're going to be looking for you. So when you said Austell, right?
Yes.
Where else?
You said what else?
What other city was it? Austell and Powder Springs?
Yes. And Marietta.
So in case you get a call,
Why would I get a call?
all these foundations, that's what we do.
Look for.
So in case you get a call, you're gonna save $250,000 total that you pay to our foundation was to help underserved kids. You're not gonna say what it was really for.
I'll just say that but you're helping underprivileged kids get into college.
That's excellent.
This is not making me happy.
All right, so these are properties that I can look for.
And you find out that the $250K was worth it for Danny.
That are expired. So these are targets that I'm going to go after, or for sale by owners. I can go after and have that negotiation.
Okay.
Which one work with you? Yeah, let's go to the price. Okay. There we go.
Gordon, hey.
So these are all properties that have either been expired, they're listing, or for sale by owners. And then all I'd have to do, here's a property in Forest Park.
I'm just dotting my eye.
Atlanta. So these are all properties that have expired or have for sale by owners that I can reach out to. And then all I have to do from this list is just customize it. Your price range, your bedroom, bathroom, and your location.
Okay.
I wanted to show you this so you see where I'm going to go to get access to properties that you can start putting contracts out on.
Okay, I see. Yeah.
So you got
so it goes back to what I was saying. I will have to brighten up my horizon more.
What do you mean?
For the list that you just showed me, those houses are in different other cities that wasn't what I named, but I see I will have to open my mind towards that since it's something that's in my price range.
Yes. Or
Okay.
you could, or the other option would be to, we have options, right? The other option would be to partner with someone and get financing with that other person.
Married to anymore.
Like,
You know who?
sister, brother, friend, family
Yeah,
member.
everybody know you don't deal with family when it comes to stuff like that. Business and
No,
family.
that's not true. That's not true. I know plenty of people that do well and have good relationship with their family members when it comes to buying real estate and property, because they're building wealth, right? So they're working together to get property. People are doing that. Don't stay in that mindset that you don't need to work with your family. Sometimes family is better to trust than anybody else in the world. You would think that should be all the time, but it's not. But sometimes family is a good partner. Somebody my father is a good example. That Negro has had good credit his whole life, right? He's been consistent on a job his whole life, right? Now that he's retired, he's making good money, retired. He would be a good person to partner with, right? So,
Right.
So there are family members who see that you're giving an effort, will be willing to partner with you. So, when we talk about opening your mind to other locations, open your mind to what we're talking about now is called creative financing, right? We're not going to a Bank of America, filling out an application and waiting for their approval. We're figuring out creative ways to get financing so that we can get a house, right? So be open.
The only other
to other
person,
things.
but see, my mom, she ain't gonna do it. I already know she not, and she been working on her credit. Her credit's pretty good now because she been working on her credit for a while. My brother just, like I told you, he just bought a house 2 years ago, so that's not gonna work.
Why is
And
that
my
not?
sister,
Why is that not going to work?
because he's selfish. He's always been a selfish person.
Okay.
So, and my sister, she's selfish as well. And she's young. She's the youngest. She's the baby. She's 24.
Okay. Okay. So, but all I'm asking you to do, Toya, yes, your first layer, your family might not be the one, but you might have friends who you could partner with, or colleagues, co-workers, or people that you've known in the past that are good people that you have a relationship with that you can partner with to get financing in place. The key is, let go of the things that you thought of in the past in regards to what you're doing with business and financing and real estate. Now is the mindset that you can figure it out. You have options. The one thing in today's conversation I want you to take away with, is you have options. Okay? As you can see, you have options.
Right.
And so let me think. So we got
But I am, according to the list that you showed me with different houses and what I'm looking for, I am open to other cities. I am open to other cities.
That's
So I'm
being
not gonna.
open.
I'm
Yes.
not gonna. To be honest with you, at this point, whatever city has what I'm looking for in my budget, I'll go with.
All right. Okay. Cool. That works. So let me think. I have another call in about 20 minutes. I got to get ready for it. So before we get off, a couple things I want you to think about. Is the $1,000 a month and the $5,000 down what you're what you want to present to the seller?
Yeah, as far as being the most, that's
Yes.
it. Yes.
Okay. Once we find you a property, are there any other stipulations in the contract that you want to add?
Besides the suggestion you had gave me as an option, doing, if they are willing to, of course, like 600 for the first 3 months, and then the next few months,
Okay.
Go up an extra 100, 150. I really want to pull towards that, because that will give me 90 days to stack my bread, to get that cheddar coming in continuously, constantly, and to get ready for the next set of 3 months, and go want to have the extra 100, 150 to go towards my payments.
Okay.
Whatever that's gonna buy me that time, while I'm living in the house, buy me that time to continue to make my payments. I'm all for that.
Okay, good. Okay. So that's your plan. That's your plan for right now. $1,000 a month. Well, the rolling scale, the amortization scale, and the $5,000 down payment. Right now,
Give me the other one.
the only other thing that we need to do is focus on the what do you call it? The seller options. So what me and my team are going to start doing moving forward, we're going to start sending you seller financing options, right? You have to select that. You have to select the house that you want, right? And then once we find out which house you're interested in, I'll reach out to the seller, start having a conversation with them about us coming by to look at the crib.
Okay.
Once we look at the crib, say you like it, then we set up another conversation. It'll probably be a Zoom call like this, where we sit down and hammer out the specifics.
Okay.
5,000, and we'll start. And when you negotiate, you never want to go. Never want to negotiate from a position where you're losing, right? So if $5,000 is your maximum and $1,000 a month is your maximum monthly payment, we're not going to start at $5,000 and $1,000 a month.
Right. We're gonna start low and work our way up.
Right. $2,500, $3,000 down.
Right.
And $450, $500 a month for the first year, right? And then when we negotiate, or however you want to go about it, right? But the key is making sure that you always are in the position of power when it comes to negotiation, and you can always walk away from the deal because you're the buyer.
Right.
And he's the seller. He can walk away from the deal too, but you're putting money up.
Right.
All right. So just keep that in mind. Think about that amortization table, and then over the next 30 to 60 days, there may be an option for you to be able to pick up, or maybe an option for a seller financer, and you to be able to work out a deal for a duplex. You're more than likely not going to be able to get anything over a duplex at $130,000, $140,000, but you may come across a duplex where you can buy that. Where you're living in one and renting out the other. Okay, so keep that in mind too. Got the amortization table. We talked about the quarterly increase. We talked about the city that you lived in, the down payment, the contract piece. What else? When you're gonna get possession. Okay, good. This is a good day. Cool. So next steps are going to be, you understand what your maximums are in regards to your payments. Now we just got to start finding you seller financing properties. So I'm going to start, me and my team have already started working on that. Now that you're open to other locations, it's going to make it a lot easier for us to find you something. Right. My only question is, how much notice do you need when we find you houses that are seller finance, that are in your price range? How much notice would you need to take the family to look at the house?
I mean, shoot. Well, they go to school during the day, so anytime after 4:30, I'm good. During the week, of course. But if it's on a weekend, whenever, like, you could tell me, you could say, hey, Latoya, I found some properties for you. I want us to go look at some houses tomorrow. I bet.
Okay, cool. That's all I need. Okay, good. So did you have any good takeaways from this conversation today?
I did. I really did. You opened my mind. You helped me open my mind to see other things. And like you said, there are options out there. So I don't have to think that, oh no, my back is against the wall. I can't go forward with this because of X, Y, and Z. You're actually saying there are options. So as long as my mind is open to other things, then I will never be asked out.
Right. And the other thing, the only other takeaway that I got for you is just making sure that you know that you can do this.
You
You know, a lot of times when we start this process, you know, we might run into some obstacles along the way, and then it might deter you and be like, I don't know why I got into this in the first place. But you have to understand that, and all these terms are cliches, and they, you know, really, you know, they really motivate you, but they kind of like piss me off because it's the saying that everybody's been using, right? You have to stay. The energy's got to be positive.
Of course.
Because, you know, you're going to win. You just have to figure out how to win.
Right.
Right. Because if you do keep doing the same thing, you can't expect to get different results.
That is so true.
Right. So good. This is a good day. So good. So what I'm going to do is, did you want me to send you, before we go, did you want me to send you these links to the Lease Purchase Depot, the Home Partners link? Are you interested in that?
I mean, I can look at it, but I think we got our mindset on a specific goal right now. So, and I want to move forward with that.
All right, cool. I'm not gonna send it to you because I don't want us to be distracted. So,
because you know me, I'm like, but first I looked at this side and I was
right,
thinking.
exactly. Right, that's why I said, yeah, we don't need to work on that. Yeah, we can do
right,
that later on.
You know, you're gonna be mad with yourself, like, dang, I'm the one that sent her these links.
Listen, all I'm trying to do is make sure that my client is happy. You know what I mean? I want to make
long
sure
as
that
I get into my house, that's all I care about. And I'm not getting no duplex either. I don't want no duplex. I want my house.
Okay.
Even if it's not my dream house, but if it's close to it, like I said, long as my kids have their own bedrooms, even if I have to settle for a 3-bedroom, 2 bath, long as I don't have to share a bathroom with them, and long as my boys got their own bedroom, I'm okay. I'll be fine.
You need to get off my back.
All right, cool. So the next steps would be you pretty much have your pieces together. I'll just start sending you properties now, and if you I know you're gonna look. As you're looking, just make sure that you when you find houses, it could be owner. The term is owner financing or seller financing.
Okay.
As you continue to look on Zillow or what other websites you look
text that to me so I'll know when I'm because I'll be looking, I do. So when I'm looking on these different sites, I can know exactly how to word it, so I won't get distracted on other stuff that pops up.
Okay. And the other thing I would tell you is that when you have private owners who are looking to sell their properties, for sale by owners, some of them are open to do a lease purchase.
Okay.
Right. So, but these have to be private owners who don't have their property listed with an agent.
Right.
Because they're motivated. Right. They're more likely to want to have a conversation with you about leasing and then purchasing their property with somebody who has it listed with an agent.
Okay. That's
keep that in mind as well. I'm going to send you those terms.
Gives you up to 30 days of fresh air, so you can have open window
shortly. All right, cool. So we got those. All right, so in between time, you even added Hampton and Macon on there and Douglasville. I'm just gonna give us some more. Okay, cool. So other than that, we're good to go. I'm gonna shoot that over to you now. The terms. And you got any more questions for me?
Just also put on there, I'm open to other cities that has what I'm looking for. It don't have to be the dream, but because I can always get that later. But if I get, the main thing is at least a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, so that way my kids get their own bedrooms and I don't have to share a bathroom with them, basically.
Okay. All right, cool. That works. And let me think. My other advice to you would be, I don't know what your credit score is,
Yes, you do, cause I sent it to you.
Was this the one you sent me like 6 something?
Yep, it's 6:38 and 6. I think 6:38 and 6:40, something like that.
Continue to work on your credit.
Oh, I am. Oh, I am. Trust me, I am.
Because in the next 6 months to a year,
because it's continuous, it's continuously to grow, to go up. And since I've been knowing you, the first time we talked a year ago, it was number like 500 or 515.
That's right. That's right. I remember that now. That's right. You did hang on to me.
I mean, a year later, I'm at 638. Like, I'm doing good, and I'm going to continue.
Sweet. Okay, so good. So we're good to go. I'll be in touch.
To be honest with you, my goal is to reach a good high credit score where I can get any house I want with just my credit, with no down payment. That's the goal.
And listen to me.
Because they say your credit is everything. Your credit will buy you the moon.
Yeah, literally, it really will. You just gotta make sure that you stay on top of it, because one sneeze wrong can drop your score like 80 points for nothing. You know what I mean?
I know, because when I didn't realize that I wasn't supposed to max out my credit card, and I did that, and I seen it drop down like 12 points. I was like, no! So it just rise back up because I just paid it off. All of them. Well, I got 3 of them, so I paid all 3 of them up. So now it just went back up 12 more points. So
that's what's up. That's good.
I was like, you know what? It's a lesson learned, but I'm glad it didn't drop tremendously because it could have. So, but yeah, I'm gonna continue to work on it.
Now all we gotta do is find you a spot and go house shopping. So, do you have a lot of furniture?
I mean, just the basic, living room set, dining set, bedroom, and the boys' bedroom set and bathroom. Just the basic stuff.
Okay. All right. So, okay. So I'm just thinking
also put in your notes that at least if I have a 3-bedroom and 2 baths, I don't have to have the 4-bedroom and 2.5 in the basement. Of course, that was what I want, but I can settle for a 3-bedroom and 2 baths, long as that my kids have their own bedroom and I have my own bathroom. I'll be okay.
All right, cool.
Because me and the baby, we can share a room for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So. Yeah, because it's a newborn. That's right. All right, cool. All right, I had fun today, girl. This was fun.
I did too. And then by the time my oldest one, when he get 18 and move out, the baby can get his room.
Yeah, it'd be a nice, smooth transition.
Exactly. Right. Stop the time. Right. What I just say.
Honey, you're going to go home this morning.
All right, mister, we're good to go for tonight. I'm going to send you over the terms, owner financing and seller financing right now. I'm updating my notes. And be looking out for something tomorrow. So we can start, making plans on going and see some stuff later on this week.
Hopefully I can see some houses Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
Yeah. Yes.
If not this weekend.
That's right.
I'm so excited. You don't understand. I'm so excited.
But just keep in mind, Toya, the one thing that we haven't talked about is how the real estate market is here in Atlanta. So the real estate market here is very hot. Properties do not sit on the market long. And that's going to be another conversation that we have in regards to packaging ourselves so that we can be an option for the seller versus him putting us on the back burner, right? Because a part of negotiation is knowing our position, right? And right now we're in a place where sellers have the advantage because there are more people looking to buy real estate than there is real estate out there to buy.
Right. So and of course, this is a dog eats dog world, and it's first come, first serve. So like the first person who got everything in order, got all the money, that's who they're gonna go with.
Or maybe
exactly,
or in Boston.
exactly. And who has the high, and who, right. If it's right, exactly. So, but the beauty of it is,
if I come to them and I say I got 5, and I could do one a month, and somebody else come to them like, well, I can do 25 a month, and I got 10 down, they outdo me.
sometimes, but with and this is something you can take away with you. With owners, it's not necessarily the money all the time.
Of course, I confirm I'll be
Really?
there.
What I found is that not a lot of times, but there are people out there who aren't necessarily focused on every dollar mattering. They are, you can have a conversation with I can have a conversation with the seller, and I can package you in a way to where, the seller is more in line with going with you versus somebody just trying to throw money at them, because of the way that you're packaged.
Gotcha.
Right? So, everybody isn't, that may be 5% of the time, right? But everybody isn't looking for the most money out of every deal. Some people are open to, doing what you're doing with monthly income, monthly rental income over an extended period of time.
Right.
Versus just one cash lump sum payment. So, there are options out there.
And the good thing is, if they getting that steady income coming in too for a long time, for a while. So
right, and that's what some people want. Right, some people who are retired, who, they don't want to. What are they gonna do with that money other than buy some more real estate and do the same thing? So some of them are cool with that as long as they're making money and everything is kosher and their property ain't beat up too bad before you buy it. You're good to go.
Yeah, that is so true.
That type thing right there.
All right, so we've been on the phone for an hour and hour and a half? But it was a good call. So be on the lookout in the next day or so, Miss. We're gonna start hot shopping later on this week. And just be ready to. The next phase of this is negotiation, right?
Okay.
Once we start finding properties, you can't be afraid to negotiate.
Okay. And I won't.
And being able to articulate what you want. Being able to articulate what you want in the property contract.
So question, will they still be able to do the maintenance on the house, or that's all on me?
All you.
Even during this process until I buy it up?
It depends. If you are doing it seller financing and you negotiate that in the contract,
I want
that
that.
They take care of all the maintenance until you fully purchase the property?
Yeah, I want that.
Okay. What was that you wanted?
Because I don't need anything extra to come out my pocket if I got to pay the plumbing or electrician or whatever else, you know what I mean? Because then that's money that's being taken away from me buying the house.
You have to give and take, right? So if you do that, they may want to get higher rent or a higher mortgage payment or a higher payment that you agreed on than $1,000. So yes, it's negotiable. We can negotiate that. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm adding that into the mix. Maintenance.
Get approved and see if you qualify for $0 down. Drive time. Genius.
And of course, I'm gonna make sure I do whatever I can on my end to keep the upkeep on the house the way it needs to be. And of course. The grass is gonna always be cut, and in the winter, the fall, leaves gonna always be off the grass. So
remember, this is your house. You can do whatever. You can have the grass high as your kneecaps if you want to. You can have, whatever you want. It's your yard. You know what I'm saying? So you don't think that you have to cater to the owner who you have this agreement with, because even though you're living in that house, you're paying him money. You're not living there free. So it ain't no handout.
Right.
He ain't giving you shit. You're paying for it.
Right.
All right, so we're good. All right, cool. Let me jump on this other call before they start cursing me out. All right, Missy, so I'll be in touch. I got your email. Toya, my apologies on getting your name wrong in the beginning. I think I got it right now.
Fleas, ticks, and chewing lice. And
Yeah, Latoya Mayo. That's right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.
I like that. That's cute.
You like that?
Yeah, how I take the Macan? I wanted to screenshot that. How I do that? Oh, I got it.
Are you on your phone?
Yep, I got it. I'm gonna send this to everybody. I like that. Start date and moving date. Latoya Mayo's episode. Yes. Do you got my favorite color background too? Pink. Don't be laughing at me.
What woman don't like pink? That's funny.
I know. Pink and purple was my favorite colors.
Cool. Okay, Missy, I gotta go. I will talk with you later. If you need anything, give me a call. Don't forget, start reading that homeowner's Bible, or that Bible, so you start knowing what you're gonna have to do when you move into your house that you own. Right? The whole different way of thinking. Start looking through that to try to figure out what differences there are between what you do now and what you're going to be doing as a homeowner.
I surely will. Oh, one more thing. I think it'll be better if I had like if the house that I'm gonna be moving into and purchase is totally electric.
Totally electric?
Yes. Just trying to minimize some of the bills.
Okay. I'm just trying to think where we would find those that's totally electric, right? Because a lot of those totally electric are townhomes, condos, single family homes are made, because you have to have, when a lot of these properties that have fireplaces, their fireplaces aren't original fireplaces, they're gas fireplaces.
Yes. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And a lot of the properties have electric.
Well, can I at least have electrical stove?
Yeah. I'm there. What you're asking for is out there. You just have to be open to go where they are. Right? Because I
am. Long as it's not no apartment, long as it's not no townhouse, I want a house. Long as it's a house, I'm okay. I'm fine.
I'm thinking that I don't know what you know about Forest Park. Griffin. Those are areas that I can think of immediately that have single family residences that have electric. And then if it's your house, guess what? You can convert all of that over. Right? You can do whatever you want to that house.
Okay. Do I do that during the process of me buying it or after I buy it?
Again, in the agreement. In
Okay.
the contract. I mean, you could wait until you buy it and then do it. Or if that's the house, and you can stack your chips up, you can say, hey, now that I'm in the process of buying it, I want to be able to convert it to electric immediately.
Right.
Right. So it's all about terms and negotiation. And you have to give and take and negotiate. Well, you don't have to, but a lot more contracts are won when the seller sees it, he's quote unquote winning. Right? It's perception. If he perceives he's winning, he's more likely to be down with the contract.
Right. And so how we can get him to win? Like, give me an example.
So a good example of being able to get the seller to win, to feel like he's winning, is having a lot of negotiable items that you give up. Right? These are examples. Don't take this as gospel or what I want you to do. So when you're negotiating with the seller, you tell him that you'll pay all the closing costs on the transaction. You tell him that you'll take care of the maintenance of the property, right? So all that he's doing is accepting that down payment and that monthly fee that you guys agreed on. The more things that you have on the list that the seller is winning or perceiving that he's winning on, right? Then he's more likely to say yes. Because if you're asking, if you're asking for, while I move in, I have to, I need you to maintain the lawn. Anything goes wrong with the property, I need you to fix it, right? I need you to, if the roof is like 8 years old and the warranty is still covered, you don't want to ask the seller, I want you to fix the roof, put a new roof up there, right? You want the seller to feel as though in this transaction, he's winning, right? So you want to, make him feel like he's winning. Yeah, instead of $3,000 with the seller, I'll give you $5,000. I'll throw an extra $2,000 up there. I just want to be able to pay that $1,000 a month. And
right.
Once I do that, then what we can do is we can do the escalation clause. Excuse me, not escalation clause. We'll do the amortization clause where I start paying you $600 a month, but then every quarter we'll go up another $100, right? And then we'll go to a maximum of $2,000. So eventually you'll be getting $2,000 a month from me versus $600. And by then, right, and if you do agree to that, this is just between you and me. Once you agree to that, by the time you get to $1,600, you would have been able to buy the house off by itself by then, right? So you want the seller to feel like he's winning, even when he's not.
Okay, so
right?
how he's not if that's what I'm gonna be doing? Like say
thank you so much for
that whatever he whatever whatever we negotiate and I'm giving him what he wants, basically he is really winning.
Right. Well,
so I'm not really making him think that he's winning if he is winning.
Right, but yes. I'm just thinking from a real estate standpoint. I'm just looking at all the options, but yes, if you're putting those things out there, and they're concessions to the seller, yes, he is winning. You're right.
Well, I'm all for negotiable things, so whatever that we can agree on to go forward, me and the seller, I'm good with it.
Okay, so
I'm just curious to find out what cities you're gonna present to me.
Well, on the little preliminary search that we did, you saw what was out there,
right?
From the places that you wanted to, the Austels and the Powder Springs. Those are high rent districts anyway.
Right.
But you can sometimes find a needle in the haystack with it. So
that is true. And that's why I said I am open to other cities in Georgia. I'm all about trying new things anyway. Living somewhere I never lived before. No, my kids have never lived before. So it'll be something new for all of us and we'll learn everything together.
When is your I remember I'll text you.
When is my lease up? I don't have a lease. I'm doing month to month.
No, I don't. That wasn't what I was going to ask.
But...
Oh yeah. When were you going to start Postmates?
I am going to start. If I'm not looking at houses with you this weekend, then this weekend.
Okay, cool. That means you'll have it. You have some working capital moving forward. All right, man. Okay, cool. Well, let me jump. Give me a shout. Were you able to get a screenshot of your screen?
I was. Thank you so much. I love it.
Well, good. Well, until next time, baby girl, if you need me, I'm here.
Okay, thank you. I do appreciate you going over everything with me. And now I know what our next step is so we can move forward. I'm just looking for the ending part is getting my keys and moving us in.
Crazy. Just start getting that feeling, man, because it's coming.
I told you every time I talk to you, I get more anxious about it, and I can't believe it's happened. It's like I'm nervous and scared at the same time, but I'm also happy too because I'm like I'm finally finna own my house. Like, oh my God.
This is what's supposed to happen, boo. So just be ready, and just be ready to have a housewarming party with plenty of food and drink.
Oh, I am. Trust me, I am. I'm gonna write everybody. Like, look, y'all. I didn't think I can do it, but I did. Yep.
Cool. Okay, Missy. Well, I'll talk to you later, okay?
Okay, we'll do. Bye.
Fulvestrant is for women with HR positive, HER2 negative metastatic breast cancer.